And we're live. Hello, Tom Levecki here with the latest edition of the New Theory podcast. We're switching things up a little bit. For those who have been legacy armchair MBA, we still have Mobsters Inc. I'll put a link below. You want your mob content, OC crime content, etc. We're going to migrate that over there. New Theory, kind of go back to the basics. We are going to do some mob stuff, but we're going to do celebrities. We just interviewed Dee Snider, highlighting his book launch. We got a lot of other stuff planned. Today we have Jason Venturelli, aka JSV Capital.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to do things a little differently today. Something that's going to help people out tremendously. In this day and age, you cannot do anything without credit. You can't buy a home, you can't buy a car, etc. So Jason and JSV Capital now offers credit repair. They've been offering about a year or so now, but we're highlighting on the show. And I asked Jason to come on the show. He's our co-host, but also to come on today as a guest to talk a little bit about how to fix your credit now. So we're going to jump.
That's right. Yeah, let's jump right into it.
Right in. So, okay. So how to fix your credit now. So tip number one, check reports for errors. Walk us through that.
So the importance of this, and a lot of people don't realize this, is that to get your credit reports mailed to you, or now they can email it to you, you can actually just pull it up if you go to one of the free memberships that they have out there. Identity IQ, and there's no affiliation here whatsoever, is a great credit report, or a company that can provide you with a credit report and your history. You can look it up right online through their membership. But either way, you got to check for things that could be wrong on your credit report. A lot of things, I found things on mine. I happen to live in Houston, Texas at one point in my life, and I didn't even know it. And it was on my credit report. So it's important to make sure that your credit report has accurate information, not just addresses, but also creditors. Make sure that, the creditors that are on there are actually yours. You don't know, if there's a judgment that, somebody had the same name as you, and, who knows, messed up, and now it's on your credit report. Things like that happen. Clerical errors happen, and things end up in your credit report. So it's very important. The first step is to get your credit report, see what's on there, and then create a plan of attack. But that's number one. So check your credit report for the errors that are on there, guys. Very, very important.
Makes sense. Okay, number two. Focus on small, regular payments.
Right. So everybody thinks that they have to pay everything off. And if they can't pay everything off, they get really nervous, they get anxiety, and they just stop paying, which is the worst thing you can do. Believe it or not, if you're $10,000 in debt and you have a $100 monthly payment, pay that $100 monthly payment. Pay something. Trust me, they want something, and that's going to help you with your credit, build your credit. It's going to see that you're somebody who can be trusted with a credit card or with a loan of any of anything. But it's important that you do make those payments. Don't just give up, even if it's $30 a month. Take the minimum payment, make those minimum payments. If you're just paying the interest because that's all you can afford, whatever it may be, continue to make those payments. Do not stop making those payments, guys. I know things can get overwhelming. People nowadays, they take out credit cards. Their eyes are bigger than their stomach or their bank account or whatever it may be. But it's important to just do what you can to make those payments. And trust me, not only your credit score is something that is important, but remember, somebody is looking at your credit history. Okay. So when they see that you are making an effort, maybe it's not minimum, but maybe it's something. They're looking at it to see what kind of person you are. When you go for a mortgage, or you go for a car, or you go for a business, they're going to dive into that credit report. Okay. And it's not just the score. Your credit history tells also a story on what you did. And if you were making those minimum payments, trust me, guys, it goes a long way. So don't get worried if you've blown out your credit cards or whatever loans you may have. Get with those creditors, make those minimum payments, and stay on time. And trust me, in the long run, you can be up $10,000, $100,000 in debt. But if you are trusted, you are somebody that can be trusted, the banks, they will lend you the money that you're looking for.
Reduce high balance accounts.
Yeah, so this is a big one too, guys. So listen, I think it's 30%. Payment history is number one, but your account balances that are high is number two. I think it's 30% of your credit. Pay that down, guys. You wouldn't believe, people are like, oh, how do I improve my credit? Well, not only pay on time, but the second thing is, okay, and it's right there with payment history, is to pay those high balances off. Okay. You don't want to pay them down to zero because some accounts are not going to show on your credit history if it's at zero. So what you want to do is you want to keep a couple dollars on there, but either way, pay it down. Your credit score will jump drastically. Okay. If you have a $5,000 credit card and you're at 5,000, that's going to really affect your credit score. You pay that down, even half. Let's say you're at a 650 and you paid that half down, okay, in 6 months, your credit score is going to go from a 650 close to a 700 just on paying half of that credit card off. You don't got to do it in 1 month. Create a plan. We'll talk about the plan later on, but create a plan to get those high balances down, and you'll see your credit score jump drastically. And guys, I'm talking from experience here with helping people, but also doing it myself.
Call creditors.
Call creditors. That's another thing. People shy away. They don't answer the phone. They don't have the money, so they don't know what to do. So they get nervous. Guys, pick up the phone, call them yourselves. Trust me, they want to work with you. They want to come up with a game plan. And trust me, paying off the creditors is a good thing, even if it's in collections. I know what a lot of people are going to say right now. They're going to say, hey, listen, why would I pay them off if it's in collections? Remember, a person at a bank, if you're going for a mortgage or a car loan or whatever loan it is going to be looking at your credit history. If they see that something went into collections and you didn't pay it, they're going to say, well, you didn't pay them back. You didn't even bother to pay these 2 or 3 creditors back. Yeah. Now, people online or will give you some advice and will say, well, don't pay those people because it won't affect your credit score. And they're right. It won't. If it's already in collections, paying them off is not going to have your credit score jump. It's going to stay in collections and it's going to come off as a charge or whatever it may be. And I get that as far as credit score. Yeah. But as far as somebody at a bank or at a lending institution,
underwriter,
looking at your score, they're going to see, okay, you know what? You messed up with that company, but you did the right thing and you paid them back. And that is huge. Remember, a person is always going to look at it last. It may be some algorithm on the computer system that can get you pre-approved, but in the bottom line, it's a person that's going to be looking at your credit history that's going to be able to give you and approve that loan. If they see that you've paid your creditors back, then they're going to be more willing to lend you those funds that you're needed.
Build towards a goal.
Again, like anything else, you get a business, and Tom knows this more than anybody. You have a business, you come up with a business plan, okay? Anything in life, you should have a plan, okay? Whether it's family, whether it's business, sports, whatever it may be, come up with a plan. If you're at a 600 credit score, 650 credit score, how are you going to get 50 points up? That's one milestone. How are you going to get to 100 points? That's another milestone. Heck, how are you going to get 150 points? Okay, which is very possible. In a 6-month period, you can go from a 600 credit score to a 750 credit score with the correct plan in play. I know everybody who gets into debt or who has bad credit, they get overwhelmed. And again, they get anxiety, sleepless nights. Come up with the plan, and little by little, you chip away and you'll be able to get to that goal. But come up with the goal, okay? Little by little, 25 points here, 50 points here. It adds up over time. And in 6 months' time, which is nothing, all right, 6 months, you could have a 750 credit score and be getting premium rates, getting the house you want, the car you want, the business you want, and so on.
So Jason's obviously given some great tips for today. Candidly, somebody may not have the resources to do all this. They may not have the time. They might not just have the opportunity. So there are times that you may want to hire a credit consulting agency. JSV Capital offers credit repair. We put a link below. If you mention New Theory, he's going to knock $100 off the onboarding fee. Generally about a 6-month period. Some people less, some people more. So the important question before we wrap up: when should you hire a guy like you?
Well, first, I believe that get your ducks in a row. Okay, pull your credit report, see what's on there, see if are there any errors. Okay, now you have errors. Some of these errors you can fend off yourself. You can write a letter. You can call. Okay, if there's a number, a lot of times there is a number on your credit report that you can call. And then you're going to see where you're at as far as what can you do as far as paying down and then paying on time. You can get any consultant agency and they can tell you what to do here, there, and they can do their side of sending letters to the credit bureaus and so forth. But it's a teamwork environment, okay? Yeah. You have to still pay your bills on time. You still have to pay your debt down. If you continue to have high debt and not have good payment history, the credit consultant agency is you'd be fighting against each other. Yeah. Okay.
I try to actually at a period where I'm like anal about my score, and I have a pretty high score, but it dipped below 700 for a period, and I was freaking out. And me, Mr. Know-It-All, thought I could do it myself, and I had a routine. Prior to meeting Jason, I had to get an agency, and they helped me go from like 680 to the high 700.
Yeah,
and within like 6 months.
So I always believe in life you need coaches, right? Yeah. And I always say the thing, Tom Brady has a coach, right? Yeah. So listen, seek professional. Whether you come with JSV Capital or somebody or you're comfortable with somebody out there, seek help, seek a coach, with your credit repair. And again, everybody has their own lives, their own businesses. You don't want to deal with it. So hire somebody, get consulting from a company like JSV Capital or somebody else. But you are the first plan of attack. You are the first person that can start fixing your credit. And then when you know where you are, okay, and you have somewhat of a plan, then you go to a consultant agency such as JSV Capital to help you execute that plan, okay? But know where you are, have a plan, and then come with a consultant agency like JSV Capital.
Awesome. Jason, thank you for being on the show. We're going to have the link below. Goes right to his landing page. You sign up. You can even call Jason directly or one of his account managers. They always answer the phone, and let them know New Theory saying you take $100 off. And then drop your comments below. Let us know how you're doing with your credit. Are you on top of it? Are you way off? That kind of stuff. And stuff happens in life, whether it be divorce, death, a whole bunch of things happen around us. And it's always good to have some help. Thank you for being on the show. And
thank you, guys.
See you guys next time.
Take care.